welcome. For today's practice, we'll want to have a strap or a necktie with us, and we will just place it off to the side to begin, and we will start this practice on our backs. So just coming down and finding that comfortable position. Legs might be fully reclined or extended. Soles of the feet can rest together. Or walking feet towards the long edges with the knees coming into touch. If it feels safe to do so, we'll bring the eyes to a close and rest one hand on the belly, the other hand on the heart. Just as our eyes slowly come to a close, inviting awareness to gently transition from the external world to the internal. Starting to notice that subtle rhythm of the core, the breath and the heartbeat. Becoming familiar with that rhythm. We're going to trust it to be our guide and our anchor through this practice. It's the place that we return to again and again. Just as we start to settle in with the breath, maybe we become aware of how we're feeling through the body, the mind, and the heart. What have we brought with us to the mat? What is our intention and desire for being here? May you allow this time to be a practice to slow down, a space for you to honor and listen to your body, as well as connect to your breath. Quietly commit that you'll surrender any forcing or striving, because you know that there is nothing you need to do or to achieve. This can be a place to drop in, to integrate body, breath, mind, and heart. So please just take what you need, do what you can, and be willing to let go of the rest. And so if it would feel good, we'll lengthen the body long, point the toes away, invite the arms to float overhead, interlace the fingers, and take time to just slowly draw up through the sides. Create ease to the jaw. One more inhale. Knees to chest as we exhale. Feet are flexed as we give the body just a gentle rock side to side. Come to stillness, placing feet on the mat just a little wider than hip distance, expanding our arms out into a T or cactus position. Flowing with our breath, we'll begin by inhaling, and as we exhale, knees are over to the right. Inhale, we'll draw up to center, and exhale to the left. Flowing at a pace that feels natural and normal. Rise on the inhale, Come to twist on the exhale. Last one here. We'll come to center, extending only our right leg long, left knee to chest, foot is flexed. If we can, we'll rock that left knee side to side, or maybe it feels good in the hip for us to draw gentle circles. Circling the opposite direction. Coming to stillness. This is where we'll bring our strap in and we'll wrap it around the ball of the left foot. Both hands holding the strap as we extend our leg up, maintaining that micro bend. Draw chin to chest. And if it feels good on the inhale, we'll point the toes up and use the exhale to flex. Creating gentle movement to the ankle. Breathing and allowing the sensations to dance. And then when we feel ready, we'll hold the foot flexed, soften the knee. We're firmly pressing heel to the sky. We'll take an inhale together. And on the exhale, gently draw thigh towards the belly. Let the shoulders soften and the jaw unclench. We're going to transition the strap fully into the left hand, right hand floating down along the side, foot still flexed. We'll use an inhale to open that left leg wide. Hips and shoulder blades remain on the mat. Come down just enough to feel that sensation through the inner thigh. Taking a deeper bend of the knee if it's required. We're going to slowly inhale that left leg up, right hand taking over the strap, left hand to the side. We'll use an exhale to draw that left leg across the midline of the body, just enough to feel a sensation to the outside of the left thigh. Chin to chest, feel those shoulder blades firmly connect to the mat. Inhale that left leg up. Exhale, left knee to chest. Option for the left hand to hold the strap or reach left hand to the inner edge of the foot. Knee is bent, sole of the foot is up towards the ceiling. As we inhale, let's draw the knee wide. Exhale, left knee towards the mat, creating that dynamic tension. On an inhale, we'll draw that left knee towards center. Exhale, release the left foot to the mat. We'll place the strap off to the side. The heel is just a comfortable distance in towards the glute, extending our left arm out to a T or cactus. Right hand is reaching for the left knee, deep breath in. And as we breathe out, let's guide that knee across the body, creating a twist. If it's comfortable, let the head fall heavy to the left. Beginning with the head, we'll come to center. Rest of the body follows, lengthening the left leg long. Take a moment to gently shake the legs, noticing any difference between the right and left side. And then when we're ready, we're inviting the right knee in, giving it a gentle squeeze. Foot is flexed. And from here, we'll create movement to the hip by rocking the knee or drawing gentle circles. Nothing rushed or forced. If we're circling, we can explore the opposite direction. We'll come to stillness, grabbing the strap and bringing it around the ball of the right foot. Both hands holding on as we extend our leg. Protect the knee with a soft micro bend. Chin to chest. And if we can on the inhale, let's point the toes, and exhale, we flex. Maintaining that space between upper and lower teeth. And when we're ready, we'll meet in a flexed position, maintaining that soft bend of the knee. On an inhale, let's press the heel up and use our exhale to draw thigh a little closer to the belly. Just enough to feel that sensation through the back of the leg. We're going to take our strap into the right hand, left hand floating down along the side. Keep pressing out through the heel and use an inhale to open that right leg wide. Having no expectation of how low the foot needs to be towards the floor. Just enough to create a soft stretch through the inner thigh. Invite that chin to come towards the chest. Returning awareness to the breath. We'll use an inhale to slowly draw that right leg up. Left hand takes over the strap. Right hand down along the side. Foot is flexed. We'll use an exhale to cross the midline of the body. Right shoulder blade remains on the mat. Tongue coming away from the roof of the mouth. Let's keep the throat open so the breath moves freely in and out. Inhale, we'll draw that right leg up, and exhale, right knee towards the chest. We can take our strap into the right hand or reach that right hand to the inside edge of the foot. Left hand is down along the side. Sole of the foot pressing to the sky. Inhale, take the right knee a little wider, and then exhale, right thigh towards the mat. muscles of the face soften, the jaw unclench, breathing and being curious to the sensation that is present within the groin and inner thigh in this half-happy baby. We'll use an inhale to draw the right knee towards center. Exhale, releasing right foot to the mat. Strap is off to the side. Heel is just a comfortable distance in towards the body. Extending our right arm out to the side. Left hand reaching for the right leg. Let's take a deep breath in. And as we breathe out, we're guiding that knee across, coming into a twist. Right shoulder blade is grounded on the mat. Option for the head to fall heavy to the right. Starting with the head coming to center, rest of the body follows. Both knees will draw back in towards the chest, and we're going to take our knees towards the shoulders, feet flexed. So option for the hands to rest softly along the shins, or if it's available, reaching to the inner edge of both feet for that full expression of happy baby. Feet flex, chin to chest. Explore taking the knees a little wider on an inhale, create space, and exhale, feel those shoulders soften from the ears. Lower back remains on the mat. Maybe give the body just a gentle rock side to side. Deepening the breath. Feel that expansion of the inhale, followed by the contraction of the exhale. We'll bring the body to stillness, taking one more inhale. Slowly release feet to the mat as we exhale. We'll rest them down, hip distance apart, hands floating along our sides. Unclenching the toes, moving with breath. We're going to lift our hips on an inhale. Exhale, we lower slowly, bringing the body back to the mat. Moving at our own pace, actively squeezing inner thighs together. Rise with the inhale. Gently fall through the exhale. On this next inhale, we're going to come up and hold. Maybe the shoulder blades can roll under a little further, walking the hands together and interlacing the fingers. Let the weight come into the heels. Feel that chest expand. Maybe noticing the subtle movement through the belly as we breathe in and out. Keep squeezing inner thighs together. Feel that engagement through the back, especially into the glutes. One more inhale. We're going to release slowly on the exhale. Just rolling over to one side that is most comfortable. And we'll come to meet in a tabletop position. So hands and knees. Taking our knees under hips, our wrists under shoulders, elbows tucking in towards the midline. Soften the gaze, come back to the breath. And as we inhale, we just invite belly towards the mat. Chin and chest forward and up. Exhale, slowly rounding spine towards the ceiling, chin to chest. Finding that pace that feels nurturing to the body. We want to take this time to savor each flexion and extension of the spine. Keeping those elbows rotated to the midline, allowing our joints to align and stack on one another. Last one here. And we'll come back to a strong neutral position. Spine is long, core is engaged. So feel that belly button draw in just slightly. Let's now walk our hands a little closer to the top of the mat. We're still shoulder distance apart, fingers spread wide. As we inhale, we're going to draw forward, shoulders over wrists. Let's tuck those elbows in. And as we exhale, we slowly bring belly, chest, and chin to the mat. Relaxing our glutes here. Let's lift our chin and chest away. Take our exhale to move into child's pose. Yogi's choice if we hold here and breathe, or if we continue with our flow. So if we flow, we inhale up and forward. Those elbows tuck in, and we're going to exhale slowly. Feel those elbows brace the body as we come to the mat. Let the shoulder blades roll down as we bring chin and chest away on an inhale. Exhale, press hips to heels. Moving at our own pace for a couple more if that's part of our practice. No need to rush. Let those glutes soften as we rise. And exhale, child's pose. Last time through. Feel that breath guide. Noticing how the body responds. We'll meet back in our child's pose, taking a few breaths here. Widen the knees if that feels good. And with our arms just extended, maybe we rise onto our fingertips. Gently rotate elbows towards the midline. Let the head fall heavy. Breathing and opening through the back. Let those palms come all the way down. Draw the knees in. And as we inhale, let's lift up the hips, curling our toes under. We'll exhale, pressing to a downward facing dog. The first one of our practice. So incorporating any additional movement that feels good. Slowly pedaling the feet, swaying out the hips, or shaking the head gently, yes and no. We'll come to stillness. Feel those hips stretch high as we rotate our elbows to the midline. Soften the knees. Now lifting our gaze to look between our hands. And it's yogi's choice if we walk, step, or jump to the top. And we'll come to meet in a forward fold, letting our feet be about hip distance apart. Softening our knees. Taking a moment in a ragdoll if that feels good. Arms can be long, or we hold gently to opposite elbows. Breathing and noticing. When we're ready, we'll come back to center in stillness. Fingertips are on or towards the mat. Settle back with the breath, and when we're ready, we're going to flow. On an inhale, come halfway up, hands to shins for a flat back. Exhale, we fully fold. Inhale, we rise. Let's come all the way up to standing, palms together at the top. Exhale, bend the knees. We'll meet in chair pose. A few rounds like that. On the inhale, we rise, lengthening overhead. Exhale, we swan dive, hinging forward from there. Inhale, halfway. Relax those shoulders. Exhale, fold. Inhale, we rise. Let's come to stand. Palms together. Exhale, bend the knees. Chair pose. Couple more. Taking this time to generate heat within the body. Preparing for our work ahead. Rise halfway. And fold. Inhale, we come up. Taking our palms together. Exhale, chair. Last time through. Hinge from those hips. Come halfway up, flat back. Exhale, fold. Rise. Palms together. Exhale, chair. Inhale, arms overhead, left hand to that right wrist. Exhale, lean to the left. Let's open the side body. Soften the elbows, let those shoulders draw behind the ears. Pausing here to breathe. Let's inhale up to center and switch the grip. Exhale, lean over to the right. Soften the elbows, let the heart expand forward. On an inhale, we rise up to center. Exhale, release and swan dive all the way down. Fingertips to the mat. Let's step our right foot back, lowering the knee. Taking our time to walk our hands onto the thigh or resting hands softly on the hips. Find that focal point, something stable that's directly in front. We're going to slowly move with our own breath here. Begin by lengthening on an inhale. Deepen that lunge just slightly as we exhale. Now inhale, we come off the bend. Exhale, we draw back in. Slow and steady, noticing the sensations in that right hip flexor. Bring ease to the jaw. Ground all four corners of that left foot into the mat. Let the toes unclench. On this next exhale, coming into our lunge, we're going to hold here, so breathe. Options for hands to stay in the position that they are, or if it's comfortable, we're going to float the arms overhead. Once again, that left hand holding the right wrist. Let's take a nice deep inhale. Give a slight lean to the left as we exhale. Draw those shoulders behind the ears. Inhale, we straighten. Exhale, release the hands to the mat, frame the foot. We're going to shift our weight back so the left leg is straight and the toes are up. Looking forward, lengthen on the inhale, soft bend of elbows as we exhale. Keeping those hips high, breath full. Starting to lift the gaze. Let's walk back into our low lunge. Both hands to the inside edge of the left foot. Let's curl our back toes and lift the knee. Slowly turning towards the long edge, so we're in a straddle. And continuing to turn all the way to the back of the mat. Left knee draws down. From here, we walk our hands onto the right thigh, or hands come to hips. Find that focal point, take in this new perspective, and when we're ready, we're going to inhale to lengthen. Exhale, we deepen, just slightly, nothing rushed or forced. Inhale, we come off the bend. Exhale, we draw back in. This is a new side and a new experience. Be open and receptive to what this left hip flexor is communicating. Certainly modify the movement as you need to. Recall that there is nothing to prove. Slowing down. And on the next exhale, we're going to come to hold the lunge. Feel those hips start to soften to the mat. Crown of the head continues to stretch up. Hands can remain in this position, or if it feels good, arms float overhead. Right hand now holding that left wrist. Let's lengthen with an inhale. Lean slightly to the right as we exhale. Create a deeper bend to the elbows. Feel those shoulders draw back so the heart can expand open. On an inhale, we'll straighten and use the exhale to bring hands to the mat. We're framing the right foot. Slowly shifting back so our right leg is straight and the toes are up. Continue to look just beyond those right toes, lengthening as we inhale. Soft bend of elbows as we exhale. Let the muscles of the face soften, the jaw unclench, and for just a moment, follow the wave of the natural breath. Lifting the gaze, we'll find our way back to a low lunge. Both hands to the inside of the right foot. Let's curl our back toes, lifting up the back knee, and once again turning towards the long edge. We're meeting in a standing straddle. If it feels best on the knees, we'll walk our feet a little closer together, just shortening out the stance. Lifting the chest halfway up as we inhale. Start to walk hands towards the right foot as we exhale. Deep breath in, lengthen the spine. And as we breathe out, we're going to take a soft bend of that right knee, seeing if we can come onto the left heel. Gently draw the tailbone down, offer the heart to stretch open and forward. Just enough to feel that sensation through the inner thigh. Let those right toes unclench, create ease to the face and the jaw. We'll use an inhale to straighten, plant the foot. Exhale, just walk to center. Take a moment to reconnect, checking in. Inhale, lift the chest part way. And now exhale, let's walk our hands to the left foot. Deep breath in, we lengthen. And as we breathe out, we bend the left knee. Come on to the right heel. And just invite that tailbone to draw down. Finding the edge on this side. Discerning the difference of a stretch versus a strain through that inner thigh along our right side. Let that chest open, soften the gaze forward. couple more deep breaths. Using an inhale to straighten, plant the feet. Exhale, walk the hands back to center, resting under the shoulders. Lifting the chest partway up as we breathe in. Soft bend of the knees, hinge from the hips as we breathe out. Hands can remain directly under the shoulders, or maybe we reach for our ankles, or peace fingers come around the big toes. Micro bend the knees, protect the joints, lengthening as we inhale. See if the elbows can bend a little further on this exhale. Slow, steady breath, actively pressing our hips behind. Begin to walk the hands back under the shoulders if they aren't already there. Let's now lift the chest partway, walking our hands and pivoting our toes back to the top. We're framing our front foot. When we're ready, we'll step or slide back, coming to a downward facing dog, offering any movement that feels necessary to the body. Tuck those elbows in. Let the breath remain slow and even. And we have the option to hold in our downward dog, or if it's part of our practice, we'll move with the breath through our flow. So on an inhale, we shift forward. So we're in a plank, either toes or knees, elbows tuck in. Exhale, slowly we lower. Inhale, we rise, chin and chest away. And exhale, we come back, downward facing dog. Bring stillness to the body. Breathe fully, holding our gaze towards the knees. We can explore an inhale with the left foot coming away from the mat. Square those hips. One more inhale. And we're going to exhale, bringing our left foot through between our hands. Take a few steps if it's needed. Front knee stays bent. We're going to turn our back toes all the way to the long edge. Unclench the toes. Strong core here, belly button to spine. Let's inhale to rise. And exhale, warrior two. Our shoulders are stacking the hips. Shoulder blades sliding into our back pockets. And we're going to steady our gaze forward. Allowing ourselves to stretch out in both directions. Take up space. Rolling our weight to the outer edges of the feet. On an inhale, we're going to watch that front palm flip up. And use an exhale to float into our reverse. Right hand is just grazing the back leg. We're softly stretching through those left fingertips, adjusting our head to create comfort in the neck, and maintain openness to the throat. Take a moment and feel that space within the left side. Breathe and savor the benefits of a back bend. Front knee still bent. Let's softly reach through that left arm as we inhale. Exhale, hands come forward. We're going to frame the front foot. Back toes turning to point to the top of the mat. Ground that right hand firmly under the shoulder. Let's hug that left knee towards the chest and inhale our left arm high or take left hand to hip. Keep pressing through the back heel as we draw the shoulder blades together. Come back to the breath if we've wandered. Let's open that top arm as we inhale. Exhale, left hand to thigh. Back knee draws to the mat. From here, let's walk that left foot just a little bit closer to the long edge. And on an inhale, press that left knee away. We're rolling onto the pinky toe. Let the hips soften and the chest open up to the left. Find a resting place for the gaze, and we're going to pause there to breathe. Keep pressing that left hand into the thigh. On an inhale, the head and chest come to center. Exhale, plant the foot and the left hand. From here, we're going to walk our left foot all the way over to tuck in behind the right wrist. We're setting up for pigeon. So left shin will come down to the mat. If it's available, we'll keep our hips high, or maybe it's best today for us to roll onto that left hip. And from here, we'll take a bend in our back knee, so we're in a 90-90 position. If we're in that 90-90, both feet flex. If we have our hips high, actively flex that front foot, drawing toes towards the shin. We're squaring our hips and shoulders to the top of the mat as best we can. Take a moment to stay high. Lengthening out the spine. And if it feels good, we'll take one more inhale, using this exhale to now slowly hinge from our hips. So the spine will stay long, our hands can come in front. Maybe we create a pillow with the hands or the forearms. Letting the forehead come down to rest. Keep flexing that front foot. Actively draw the right hip forward. Guide that left hip behind you. Slow the breath and slow the mind. Notice what happens when you offer curiosity to the sensation through the left hip and glute. More curiosity, less judgment. Few more breaths. Lengthen and create space on the inhale. Surrender a little deeper towards the mat as we exhale. Begin with the head to lift and look forward. We'll slowly find our way back onto our palms, resting them shoulder distance apart. So from here, we are going to make our way to a downward facing dog. We can do so immediately, or maybe it's best to keep that back knee on the mat. Start to send our sit bones, so we can slide our left knee under the hip, so we're in a tabletop position. We'll let the toes curl under and rise. No need to rush the transition. Maybe in this downward facing dog, we incorporate some movement, pedaling the feet, a few donkey kicks of the left leg, slowly. Letting go of stagnant energy that may have accumulated. And when we're ready, we'll place both feet on the mat, tuck our elbows in, and invite that chest towards the thighs. Noticing what's necessary for you in your practice. And if it's a three-legged dog, we'll take that inhale to lift our right toes up. No expectation that we need to. One more inhale. We're stepping our right foot through as we exhale. No need to rush. So once we have that right foot between our hands, we're going to keep the front knee bent, turning back toes all the way to the long edge. Strong core here, so bring the belly button in. Let's use an inhale to rise, and our exhale to settle into this warrior two. So if we glance at our feet, our front heel is lining up to our back arch. Crown of the head is stretching to the sky. We're letting our palms face the earth. Just a slight bend to the elbows offers greater ease to the shoulders. And with our toes unclenched, we actively stretch fingertips in both directions. Confidently taking up this space as we breathe with ease. Hold that gaze forward, front knee is still bent. Let's use an inhale to turn our front palm up, and our exhale to float into our reverse warrior. Softly stretch through the right fingertips. Maybe we can take a slightly deeper bend of that front knee. Let those shoulders slowly melt from the ears. On an inhale, we reach through the right arm. And exhale, let's draw our hands back to frame that front foot. Back toes turning forward. Create the anchor with the left hand under the shoulder, right knee to chest. We're going to take an inhale and float our right arm high or right hand to hip. Strong in that back leg, press firmly through the left heel. Shoulder blades draw together. Top arm is opening as we inhale. Bring that right hand to thigh on the exhale, and then we'll lower our left knee down. From here, we're going to walk that right foot just a little closer to the long edge. And with our inhale, we're just going to gently guide our right knee away, roll onto the pinky toe. And deepen the twist if that feels good or necessary, where our gaze is focused on the right knee, or we could look beyond the right shoulder. There's nothing to prove, so we don't need to force. Find where your body says enough. Let's use an inhale to guide the head and chest to center. Exhale, we'll plant the right foot and the right hand. We're now walking our right foot over to tuck in behind the left wrist, taking our pigeon pose, where that back knee or back leg is fully extended, or maybe we're dropping to our right hip to bend the back knee for that 90-90 position. Protect the knees with the feet flexed, those right toes actively drawing to the shin. Take a moment to stay high, settle in. Offer greater ease through the face. Let's maintain that space between the upper and the lower teeth. Feel the opening of the throat. Staying high or using our next exhale to hinge from our hips. Coming down to a sleeping pigeon. So within this posture, we remain active and dynamic. Breath is full. That left hip is drawing forward as we guide our right hip to stretch behind. Just notice what happens when the breath slows and deepens. We'll start to lift our gaze, look forward, beginning to walk back onto our palms, resting them shoulder distance apart, spreading the fingers nice and wide. We will make our way to our final downward dog, but recall that we can slide into a tabletop position to start, and then curl the toes under, lifting up the hips. Just offering movement that feels good or necessary to the body. A few extra donkey kicks on that right side, nice and slow, might feel good. And when we're ready, let's place both feet back to the mat. Magnetize the heels towards the earth. Crown of the head is drawing down. Just noticing what would honor you in your practice. If that's taking an exhale and shifting to child's pose, or moving with the breath through one more flow. So if we're going to flow, we'll inhale forward into a plank from toes or knees, elbows in. Use the exhale to slowly lower belly, chest, and chin. Inhale, we rise to lift our chin and chest away. And we'll take our exhale to shift the hips, coming to meet in child's pose. We'll take our knees wide, any arm variation that feels good. Fully extended, wrapping around the sides, or maybe placing our fists on one another to rest the forehead down. Let awareness settle back to that natural breath. Feel the subtle movement the breath is creating in the back of the body. Making space on the inhale, softening as we exhale. Just when we feel ready, let's place our hands softly under the shoulders, taking the time to roll up just one vertebrae at a time. Shifting feet to one side, we'll come to meet in seated with our knees bent. Just place feet a comfortable distance apart, and when we feel ready, we're going to lower down gently one vertebrae at a time. Let the hands rest softly on the legs. And just before we move into our final relaxation, we'll keep our knees bent. We can even walk them a little wider now than hip distance. And if it would feel good, expanding both arms wide to a T or cactus position. Let the eyes soften. We'll take an inhale together. And exhale both knees over to the right. Take a moment to hold here. Gently rolling that left hip away. Opening up the side waist. Ensuring that the head is at center. We'll take an inhale to bring our knees up. And exhale over to the left. Drawing that right hip away from the body. Feel that opening within the side waist. Head is at center. We'll inhale our knees up. And exhale, draw knees towards the body. Take a moment to give yourself a hug. Let the body rock for a moment, side to side, massaging lower back onto the mat. And when we feel ready, we'll find stillness and let our legs extend to the most comfortable position. Hands resting along the side, or returning one hand to belly and the other hand to the heart. If it feels safe to do so, we'll bring our eyes to a close and quietly welcome ourselves to Shavasana. This place of stillness, where we take on a posture of surrender, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Where we slowly breathe, where we feel and where we notice. It's a time and a place to allow ourselves to be exactly as we are. So for a few moments, just allow yourself to soften, to open, and to receive. Time to breathe in all that you need, as well as breathing out the things no longer serving you. Take refuge in the silence and the stillness. begin to escort awareness to the physical body, acknowledging that contact and connection you have to the mat. If it feels helpful, slowly start to incorporate movement, such as wiggling out the toes and the fingers, or rotating the wrists, the ankles. Invite that head to gently fall shoulder to shoulder, creating slow movement to the neck. And then if it honors the body here, we'll take a moment with a full stretch, lengthening long in both directions. Arms can be overhead, stretching through fingertips and pointing the toes away. One more inhale. And draw knees to chest as we exhale, giving ourselves that hug, letting the body slowly rock side to side. And then when we feel ready, we're going to roll over to a side that is most comfortable. And we'll come to meet in a seated posture, one that feels comfortable and natural to the body. And if it feels safe to do so, we'll let the eyes stay closed, holding that focus inward. As we come into this seated position, we can continue to rest our hands softly in the lap, or palms draw together at the heart center, taking on a posture of gratitude. Let's ground those sit bones firmly to the earth. On an inhale, we'll lengthen, and use the exhale to soften. We want to take a moment to turn inward, to quietly express gratitude and appreciation for the abilities of our body, for the power of our breath, and for taking the time to be with ourselves through this yoga practice. I would like to thank you for sharing your time with me. The light and love in me truly honors the light and love in you. Namaste.